Hello friends, I am back again here with you in another episode of Corona pandemic that we are undergoing these days. और I welcome you to my channel We Are One, because we are one, all of us are together. So all of you are welcome on my channel We Are One. Presently, I have been discussing about this Corona situation, especially the plight of the economy. And a couple of my videos earlier, I discussed various nuances, what is going to happen to the economy in India, what's going to happen to the economy worldwide, and what are the ramifications and what are the options before us. But unfortunately, I must confess to you that so far, whatever we are seeing, that is all resulting into a negative kind of a narrative. Okay, economy is going to go bad, we're going to lose jobs, we're going to have problems, poverty is going to go up, and things like that. So today I have made an attempt to pick out those loose threads wherein our economy is bouncing. I'm trying to look for those positivities in our economy and something which should cheer you all. So today I shall be talking about the positivities of economy and why Indian economy is still robust. Where the whole world is doing badly, we still have a chance. We still have an environment wherein we'll come out, I won't say unscathed, but we will have less of the damages. So today I will be talking to you about the future prospects of Indian economy in a positive manner. Well, friends, Corona pandemic has engulfed the humanity in a manner never seen before in the recent times. The world today recalls many economic downturns, but there is no record of such a disaster when 90% of the race is directly affected. Well, India reacted to it in time to contain the pandemic and forced a lockdown to minimize the loss of human lives. Initially, the Prime Minister gave a slogan, Jaan Hai Jahan Hai. But during his war against the coronavirus, which was met with multiple challenges, that is shortage of medical supplies, social unacceptability of lockdowns, religious beliefs कि हमें तो अल्लाह ही बचाएगा, or foreign conspiracies like Tablighi Jamaat and Rohingya, etc. While the India was gasping in the glory of an international praise for timely measures to mitigate the effects of this virus, it soon realized the impending fallouts on the economic structure of India. So Modi government acted again in time, albeit now with a different slogan. It says Jaan Bhi or Jahan Bhi, signaling minute-to-minute watch and dynamic decision making. The experts took a decision for selectively relaxing the provisions of lockdown to minimize the damage of economy due to the closure of its industry and services. The world view of the economy, as forecasted by the International Monetary Fund, lends to a disaster, leading to a steep slump never seen before. As per IMF estimates, all the economies in the world, that is the GDP growth rates, would be anything down to -7%, except for India and China, which is in positive figures, that's 1.9 and 1.2 percent. Similarly, GDP growth for 2020 has been predicted to be around 7% for India. The same is not true for many of the developing countries in the world. The IMF forecast reminds us of the robustness of Indian economy and its strong fundamentals. The downward plunging of Sensex and Nifty, etc. at this moment is attributable to sentimental factors rather than fundamental factors. The present lockdown has immense potential to destroy these fundamentals. However, the technical fundamental factors still come to the rescue of Indian economy in a big way. So what is the present situation? The nuances of this lockdown have ensured a steep decline in lavish and unnecessary spending by the citizens of our country. It has also led to decline in the domestic consumption by almost 30%. The imports, especially from China, have been reduced to mere 5%. And the consumption of petroleum products has drastically been cut down worldwide, leading to a sharp decline in the prices of crude. This has resulted in saving of vast reserves of foreign exchange. And another factor which favors Indian economy is the services sector, which contributes maximum to our GDP. That is banking sector, information technology sector, and a plethora of services provided by call centers and other e-commerce industries, etc. These operations have not been affected much with the ethos of work from home, etc. These fundamental aspects have kept the prospects of Indian economy afloat. Now, as regards the industry is concerned, the majority of the workforce has been retained by the industry, despite the pressures of migrations back to home in case of migrant workers. There may be a problem with some micro enterprises involving daily wage workers. However, most of these workers are still retained with the help of governmental measures like provisioning of free food, shelters, etc. And some percentage may have migrated back home as well. However, the overall, once the lockdown is lifted and the manufacturing is allowed to resume, the rehabilitation of industry may be painful but not impossible. Now, as regards the agricultural sector is concerned, let me assure you, there are lots of noises of migration back of the workforce. However, as per the inputs, most of the agricultural workers are still here and they have turned as hawkers selling fruits and vegetables in the urban areas and taken other allied jobs. So it is the tendering process of the unorganized labor which is causing distress to farmers having standing crops, because unusually high rates of the labor have been claimed due to the calamity. And despite some strong fundamental reasons for Indian economy to remain in green, albeit at much lower levels, that is 1.9% for financial year 2020, there are serious concerns as regards the hospitality sector, the aviation sector, the MSMEs, etc. And the nation has to address these. It will be while, more than 2 years or so, that consumers start holidaying on a national or international business trips, and that reaches to a level where these sectors are revived. Now, what are the dynamic measures to monitor these efforts to course correct the Indian economy? And who all are supposed to take the various measures to do that? So, we'll just examine it in detail in a while. Well, firstly, the Reserve Bank of India. Well, having seen the health of Indian economy, RBI needs to be in touch with the reality. The aim is to boost the liquidity in the markets, to revive the stock market sentiments and maintain the viability of banking sector. And the measures announced by RBI need to be reviewed every week to course correct dynamically. The targeted long-term repo rates operations, the cash reserve ratio, the liquidity adjustment facility, and ways and means for the state governments need to be followed to ensure adequate liquidity in the market. The measures to provide moratorium on EMIs, loans, dividends, and then sensible dilution of collaterals to prevent the NPAs rising. The asset classification, infusing liquidity into NBFCs and the insurance sectors, well, they are needed as a lifeline from the RBI. However, these tools should not be used to course correct the pre-corona misdeeds of the financial institutions. Well, the red tapes need to be removed to blow life into the corona hit industry. Ministry of Finance or the Niti Aayog will need to come together with short-term, medium-term and long-term standing operating procedures to revive and revitalize the sustained growth of Indian economy. The universal basic income concept may be explored based on the UID systems, that is Aadhaar, that we have. In order to ensure a U-shaped economy recovery, the government also needs to announce monetary packages, tax concessions, loan waivers, enhanced allocations, and cutting paperwork for domestic as well as foreign investors. The domestic industry needs to be protected against the hostile takeovers. The labor laws need to be streamlined for higher productivity. Now, the Ministry of Agriculture, it must take immediate provisions to provide food to the teeming millions of poor daily wage migrant workers. Government must distribute food grains free, which are available in FCI godowns, rather than lose maximum quantity of these grains to rodents or even the environmental damages due to poor storage conditions. The available stock of more than 18 million tons is more than sufficient for us for the next 3 years. Similarly, Ministry of Corporate Affairs must encourage enhanced budgets of corporate social responsibilities. And the corporate social responsibilities may also include the food and shelter for the employees. The corporates must be asked to look into the humongous market potential in India in domestic consumption on the lines of what Patanjali has done for the FMCG products with the Make in India campaign. The concept of religious social responsibility should be promoted amongst the temple administrations and trusts to utilize the static gold reserves held with their temples' vaults for a long time. These age-old reserves need to be deployed in aid of poor for provisioning of them medical services, food, shelter, and employment in the industry. The business environment post-corona episode is undergoing a world of changes. The industry has to reinvent itself to cater for the changes in its products, the production norms, that is social distancing at workplace, work from home, online operations, Zoom meetings, provisioning of food, shelter for the workforce, this modified shift systems, and the changes in the market dynamics. The industry must exploit the opportunities in the prevailing global environment to redirect the business models to earn foreign exchange as well. Well, what are the future prospects? But before we go there, I will remind you of Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister of England, after Second World War once said, and I quote, "Every calamity throws up enough positivity for betterment of society," unquote. Before I suggest what lessons this corona pandemic has given us, let's review the actual strength of Indian economy. Globally today, India is the largest producer of two-wheelers and tractors, world leader in cutting and polishing diamond industry. India is the second largest casting producer, second largest steel and cement producer, second largest mobile phone manufacturer. India is the third largest producer of heavy trucks and largest real estate producer. India is the third largest producer of coal. India is the fourth largest producer of iron ore, fourth largest producer of cars. Fundamentally, Indian economy is poised to take a leap ahead of China. So finally, India must revamp its healthcare system, supply chain management, and revamp MSMEs and the labor laws, Make in India campaign, and formalize social security sector, including universal basic income with the robust identification system like UID, etc. And the most important aspect is that we, the people of India, must remain united, irrespective of our political, religious, and diverse entities. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.